Welcome back to the Force 9's YouTube channel. Welcome back to more Tale of the Toffees. It's the Everton save on the Football Manager 2017 beta. Maybe continuing once main game's out, depends how well we do. As I said, I'm going to do this for at least 3 seasons. We'll see how we go. Today we are playing our first Premier League game of the season. Our opener is away at Crystal Palace, playing on the Monday night. So everybody else has played their game. Liverpool, Sunderland, West Ham, Arsenal, United, Spurs and Swansea all won their games. Liverpool 3-0 winners over Burnley. Sunderland beat Chelsea 3-0, which I was stunned by. Chelsea are bottom of the table. There's a couple of draws in there. Southampton, Watford, Bournemouth and West Brom all sharing points. We've still got to play Palace, so hopefully we will do well. But first of all, signings. Okay, so I said that right back needed to be looked at with Seamus Coleman, a long-term injury. We've brought in David Santon, the former Newcastle fullback, bought from Inter Milan. Can play on the left, but he will be playing primarily as a right back. And he looks very well balanced. And in terms of how much we actually paid for him, 8.75 million. That could rise to about 10, but this is how much we paid for him. Inter Milan didn't play a lot for them, only 12 appearances in that one season and then 9 in the one before. But he looks like a decent enough fullback, and yeah, mentally looks balanced, good physicals, and technically he looks okay. So he's going to be kind of a backup, even though he's a first team player according to his wages. But yeah, Santon will be playing there for now until Coleman comes back. And for around the same price, bought from Besiktas, got a Turkish midfielder. Now, I looked this up. The way you pronounce this is Ogzan Ziyakup. I don't know if that's right or not. I did a bit of research and apparently that's how you say it. And yeah, he cost 8.5 million, but again, that could increase with time. We beat a lot of good teams to this player as well. Man City were after him, as were I think Atletico Madrid. He looks like a really good central midfielder. Can play as, he's a real playmaker. Very good first touch, passing and technique are fantastic. Really good vision. He looks really, really good. Agile as well. So I'm hoping that this guy can get a lot of assists for us. I think he got a couple pre-season actually. So I'm excited by this signing. Could be one of the rising stars in this squad. Only 23 as well. Plenty of room to grow. I've got a bit of defensive cover. Oscar Duarte brought in, the 27-year-old Costa Rican, brought from Espanyol for £3 million. Not a very expensive fee, and is only on £22,000 a week. So a nice cheap defender, and he looks fairly decent as well. His defensive stats are all very good, 15s and 16s. He looks like he looks like he can be a decent sort of backup player. And we've got 4 good centre backs now with Duarte, Mori, Williams, and Jagielka. I think we've got 4 very good defenders. And finally, our most expensive signing at the moment anyway is in goal. It's Kiko Casilla, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, has signed. Had a look at a number of goalkeepers. This was the one that we got in the end. Bought from Real Madrid. £9.5 million is, it's a hefty fee for a goalkeeper. But he looks like it's going to be really, really good. Compared to our current goalkeeper, Stecklenburg. As you can see, Stecklenburg is better than him in some places, but all the key attributes, lots of goalkeeping attributes, some of the mentals and physicals, all go in Casilla's favour. He also has 4 years on them as well, so Casilla probably yet to reach his peak, and he's a good signing for Everton. I'm really excited. Hopefully he'll be have some decent spells in goal. So only the 4 signings for now, but there may be more to come. Well, we don't have a lot of money left, but there may be some outgoings. There is one, and probably one that I shouldn't have made actually. I got a lot of stick from this on the social feed and from the board. Gareth Barry has been sold to Atalanta. Initial fee of £800,000 that could rise to £1 million. The reason I sold Gareth Barry is that he's 35 years old and he has had some great performances for Everton and in the past for City and Villa, of course. One of the most prominent players in the Premier League. He got like 500 odd starts in the Premier League, more than like any other player. I think he's actually broken that record now. I'm not quite sure. But I thought it was time to move him on and bring in someone younger, because he was only going to get older, and I think you want to try and get the peak price for him, and it was always going to decline. So that is the reason I said Gareth Barry. To be honest, I was expecting like an American team to come in for him. I expected him to go to the MLS. But he's gone to Italy. Atalanta jumped in and got him. And there's a couple of other Italian teams wanting him as well, including Sassuolo as well. Other players that are gone are all loanees, so Kenny, Bainbridge, Hunt, Fold and Brewster. Had a lot of loan offers for Holgate, but he's our backup right back. But now that we have Santon, he might be able to go on loan, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see what he's like. So I mentioned other targets. So the reason I brought in Santon was because other ones that I looked at we couldn't get. I looked at the De Siglio, the Milan fullback. But I didn't buy him because he's Italian and we have no other Italians in the team. Instead, I've gone with Santon, another Italian. I don't know why I thought he was Spanish. Yeah, really good move. Well done, Andy. That's good. Other ones we looked at the Real Madrid fullback Nacho, and we had a fee agreed for him when we offered him a contract. But unfortunately, he chose Juventus over us, so we lost out there. And in goal, well, this was a palaver. Looked at the South African goalkeeper, Kune. All sorted out, fairly cheap fee, quite expensive wage, like £80,000, more than £80,000. And they rejected the work permit because South Africa aren't a good enough nation. Apparently they're not high enough in the rankings. So yeah, the Brexit thing hasn't even taken place yet, and we're already worrying about work permits. So instead we got Kiko Casilla. I looked at other keepers as well. I looked at Timo Horn, the Cologne goalkeeper, but he was a bit too expensive. So we brought in Kiko Casilla, who is not by any means cheap. As I said, £9.5 million. But there you go. So in terms of who else we want to bring in, if we have a look at our budgets, I mean, in terms of balance, we're already in the red, £2.5 million, but there may be some money coming in. But in terms of budget at the moment, we have about £4.2 million, and in terms of wage, we've still got about 42 grand a week to play with. So that could be good to get in maybe a loan player, or have a look at some free agents, because positions I still need to improve. I think I want a new player for the left, because Morales might be on his way out. And I want backup for Ross Barkley as well in that number 10 role. So I'm scouting a few players for those positions, and then I'm going to have a look and see what there is on the transfer list and see if there's some loan players or even free agents that we could go for. Because yeah, there might be some good wonder kids as well. I've seen quite a few actually. One that we were looking at, if we go to our shortlist. So yeah, we looked at Donnarumma as well, but again, Italian, didn't really speak the language. Is this guy, Matisse Delete. I don't know if I said that right or not. We could offer him a contract. Is he now interested? He is. So we did this bit, but then we actually got to the wage, and I kind of messed about a bit, and it didn't really work. So we'll get rid of that, and we'll just have the one. Let's see what he says for that. That's fine. So when we come to it, we'll offer this guy a contract. He looks like a very solid central defender, and you know, he will only improve with time. Lots of players want him though, as you can see. Premier League clubs very interested in this young centre-back from Ajax. Okay, so let's go on with some football now. We're away at Crystal Palace, who look like they're going to play that 4-2-3-1. So let's pick a team. Okay, here we go. So the team for our first Premier League game looks a bit like this. Kiko Casilla will make his debut straight away in goal. Didn't play pre-season, so I'll show you those results before we send this team out. The back four, David Santon playing at right back, Jagielka and Williams in the middle, Leighton Baines at the left back. Got the defensive midfielder Idrissa Gueye, and then you've got Ogzan playing just ahead of him. Barkley playing as at number 10 with Balassi to his left and De La Fave to his right. And Romelu Lukaku playing up front as the target man. On the bench, we've got Stekelenburg as a backup goalkeeper, Oviedo, Funes Mori, Cleverley, Lennon, Valencia and Morales. No room yet for Duarte, but I'm sure he will make an appearance in the not too distant future. As far as our mentality at the moment, standard and fluid. And these are the instructions we've got set. So higher tempo, playing wide, preventing short goalkeeper distribution, going for a more direct style, and we're exploiting, not exploit the middle actually, we'll do that. We'll see what sort of shape they play. We're going to look for the overlap, we're going to work the ball into the box. That will change, you know, once the game progresses, but for now, that's what we're going to go with. In terms of injuries at the moment, Pennington, the youngster, is injured. McCarthy and Besic are still long-term injuries. And the striker Niasse is out for a couple of weeks. So our only other available striker really, other than Lukaku, is Valencia, who had a pretty disappointing pre-season. So looking at our pre-season fixtures, of course last time we played that intra-squad friendly and won 2-0, Barkley and Lukaku getting goals. Then went on a tour of China. Didn't start well, a couple of draws, one against Shanghai Shenhua, who were actually 2-0 up as well. Wai Fan which sounds kind of like waifu, and Obafemi Martins with the goals for them. And then in the second half, we pulled 2 goals back, Barkley and Niese getting those. Against Hangzhou rather, we went ahead, letting Benji with the penalty just before half time. Roman with the equaliser for them. We then improved against Jiangsu. We won 2-0. Lukaku with 2 goals in the second half. And then coming back, big friendly at home against Dortmund, which we won 4-1. Mori, Lukaku and Lennon all scoring in the first half. Then Bele with a reply in the second half of Dortmund, and then Lennon completing the 4-1 win before the hour mark. And then the Rooney testimonial didn't really go too well here, but that's all it was, a testimonial. But we did take the lead. Lukaku in the 10th minute, Depay, Rooney and Rashford with the goals for United, giving them a 3-1 win. And then for some reason we went to China again. We faced Shanghai and we won 4-0. Jagielka, Niese, Valencia and an own goal. The goals in those games. So let's have a look at Palace's squad then. Mandanda in goal. Good signing in goal. I like that. That's a good signing they made there. Back 4, Suarez, Dan, Kelly and Ward. Ledley and Kabay in midfield. Is that Ravel Morrison? They signed him from Lazio on loan. That's a good loan signing though, but Morrison's decent. Zaha on the left and Townsend on the right. Benteke up front. Set up very similarly to us. You know, they've got that big target man up front. They've got pace on the left with Zaha. Bolasie former Palace player, of course. So interesting narrative there. I'm saying that word. The substitutes for Palace: Hennessy, Kana, Murch, Punchin, Flamini, Vargas, and Chung Yong Lee. So a decent Palace squad. Now, we are favourites for this match apparently. I'm going to passionately say we're the favourites, so get out there and impress me. Lots of listening keenly. Let's just have a bit of faith in them and let's try and get a bit of positivity flowing. Okay, so for these matches, I'm going to go with the old 2D classic for the actual gameplay. Replays, we're going to see what this behind goal low camera is like. We saw it in this friendly and it looks very nice. We're going to keep it for the Premier League games. As for the shot deflected there, Bolasie. As for the off-screen games, Barkley, how have you missed that? You had an open goal there and you managed to hit the woodwork. As I was saying before, Barkley missed that sitter. What was I saying? He's just made me completely forget my place now. In terms of off-screen games, I'll be doing the close camera, and if they're really nice goals, then I'll maybe add a second angle. If we score some fabulous goals, then I want to see those goals from more than one angle. I want to see them in slow motion. I want to see them from behind the goal. I want to see them from behind the player, like on the touchline. No goals in this first half, but we've had 1 shot on target, and that is it. Going forward, not really created much. Ziakup has not had the best of halves. Barkley, Bolasie and Lukaku also not really done much so far. We are the favourites, so let's see if we can push on. Let's have a look at some of these match stats. So possession is in Palace's favour. They've had more shots, but we've had the better chances. That chance, I think, coming from Barkley. Passing's fairly decent. We're winning a fair few tackles. Both teams are, and we're winning just more headers. Okay, so as you can see, we're kind of stuck on our own half in terms of our action zones. So we need to try and maybe push forward a bit, maybe get the defensive line up a bit, and want to exploit the middle, because you can see Palace, a lot of their stuff coming from the middle as well, and kind of a bit out to the right as well. So who is that on that right hand side? Andros Townsend providing a lot of their stuff at the moment. So we're going to exploit the middle, and we're going to push that defence slightly higher up. Deulofeu's on the ball here. He's found Santon. Can we find a cross? We can. Balasie's there, but hit the bar again. It's twice we hit the woodwork now. Benteke's through on goal here. Has a shot. A good save for Kessia. That's a solid debut for him. He's done well today. Kept a clean sheet. Palace have had 5 shots on target, and they've all been kept out. Okay, we are 75 minutes in, so some changes are going to be made. Barkley is going to come off. We're going to drop a player back into midfield, and we're going to bring on Tom Cleverley. We're also going to bring on Morales. He is subject to a bid. I think he's going to get sold to Swansea, I think it is, that want him, yeah. And they're for 10 million for him. I'd like more, but I offered him out for about 14, 15, and there were no takers. So I think that's probably about what we're going to get. It will be a profit, but yeah, I'd like to try and get more. 10 minutes left. Not been the best of games there. We've had 1 shot on target out of 13. But there could be one here on the way. Oxfam on the ball. Here is Ghana. Delafeu just wide. Only 30 seconds left. It's a 0-0 at the moment, which is not really the start that I wanted. We haven't seen any goals. Full time. Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0. Well, at least we didn't lose. Defending actually really good. Casilla, very solid debut. Santon also with a very good debut in the Premier League. Ziaku wasn't bad. He got better, but yeah, didn't create a great deal. Well, less than I would have liked. Balassi not really doing too well. I'll take it, I guess. We'll go cautious and we'll say I'm happy with that performance. That's okay, I'll take that. So, well, yeah, it's not a defeat. I guess I'll take it. But one shot on target out of 14 is no good. That needs to improve. And actually, of those shots, none of them actually came from our striker Lukaku. So, he had a very quiet day. Let's have a look at the social feed then. What has this got to say? So looking down some of this is really funny because it always seems to be either one extreme or the other in terms of signings. Look, so can't wait to see Duarte play. We'll give him a chance, but I'm not feeling this one. It always seems to be like it's either one or the other, and it always seems to be like, you know, two of one and one of the other. So having a look at today's game, fantastic result. Defended well, attacked well, just a brilliant all-round performance. Didn't attack well, one shot on target. Andy Force9 deserves so much credit for that. A brilliant performance from the whole team. We're really starting to gel now. Colin Deakin must have been watching a different game. Didn't think Casilla looked that good, to be honest. What did he score? He scored a 7.7. I don't know what match you were watching, buddy. Love a player doing well on his debut. Quite impressed with Kiko Casilla on his Everton debut. Has something about him. Kiko Casilla made a very big impression on his Everton debut. So he looks like he's going to be a popular player. So that's good to see. Okay, so as far as what we're going to be doing off screen, we've got the EFL Cup to play, the second round tie. We've drawn Blackpool in that game, and it's a home game, so that should be a nice, comfortable win. Oh god, I've just seen what our next few fixtures are. So apart from that whole game, after that, we face Man United, Leicester, Tottenham, and Chelsea, all one after the other. Jesus. Okay, so my aim is going to be to play about 4 games off screen. So I think next time we will try and revisit at the Spurs and Chelsea games, and of course off screen I'll be playing the games and I'll be showing you the goals from them next episode. If you didn't see my Charlton challenge from last year's FM, then I did a very similar thing and people seem to like it, so gonna keep up with it on this series and let me know if that's what you want to continue seeing. So that's going to do it for this video. We didn't score a goal, but we didn't lose, so that's not too bad, I guess. It could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Leave any comments that you want to make. What do you think of my team? What do you think of my signings? What would you have done? Is there anyone that you would have gone out to find? Yeah, let me know what you think so far. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if you're enjoying the series, leave a like. And if you want to see videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, hit subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Well, provisionally, it's going to be Spurs and Chelsea. But I don't know when that next EFL game will be. It might be in between those or something like that. But it'll be around mid to end September. So the transfer deadline will have been ended. There may be 1 or 2 more signings if I can find more money from places. And if there's someone that I actually want to sign. So there may be a couple more signings. If so, then it might be the one game if there's not really a lot of time. But we'll wait and see. That outro went a bit longer than it should have done. But I'm going to end it now. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.